former Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, has alleged an attempted unlawful arrest by DSS operatives at the Abuja International Airport. Speaking exclusively on Arise Prime Time, El-Rufai said he was approached by security officials who failed to present a warrant or letter of invitation. He insisted on due process, describing the move as an attempted abduction. He later clarified that the ICPC, not the EFCC, was behind the action and accused the Tinubu administration of targeting opposition figures.
Very clear, and thank you for explaining very lucidly what happened.
Yeah, but I want to add something.
Yes.
Because my lawyers issued a statement after that, mentioning EFCC. I want to say very clearly, it wasn't the EFCC, okay? It was the DSS.
Right.
But the DSS were procured to abduct me by the ICPC. That has never communicated with me ever, okay? The EFCC had written to me while I was away to say that I would like to have a chat with you over certain issues. And I replied, my lawyers replied that, well, I'm not in the country, I'm on my annual vacation. And once I know the date of return, I will let you know. And we have written to EFCC to say that, you know, I will celebrate my birthday with you. My birthday is 16th February on Monday. I will celebrate my birthday. I will come and see you at 10 a.m. on the 6th. So it wasn't the EFCC. But my lawyer thought it was the EFCC, but it was not. Subsequently, we found out that it was the ICPC that procured the DSS to abduct me and then hand over to them. And this is a modus operandi of the ICPC that increasingly has become a personal tool of Nuhu Ribadu. Nuhu made the call and made the order that I must be in custody yesterday.
How do you know he made the call?
He made the call because we listened to their calls. The government thinks that they're the only ones that listen to calls, but we also have our ways. He made the call, he gave the order. And
so you tapped his phone calls, did you?
Someone tapped his phone and told me.
Because that technically is illegal.
I know, but the government does it all the time. They listen to our calls all the time without a court order. But someone tapped his phone and told us that he gave the order. So, but the EFCC, I think, has shown itself to be more professional in this particular instance. And on Monday, by the grace of God, I'll go and see them. Yesterday, around 5 p.m., the ICPC finally did the right thing, not the DSS that tried to abduct me, by bringing a letter to my house to say, we want to see you on Friday the 13th. My lawyer wrote back to say, guys, my client is not an idle person that has no program. He's just waiting for a letter from anyone. We've received your letter. We will, now that you've written an invitation, you've had the courage to write an invitation, we'll honor the invitation. But on Monday, we are going to EFCC that has written before. So we'll go there. After the EFCC, we'll go to ICPC on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know what the lawyer has written, but you know this. So this is the current state of things as far as we know.
Okay. Well, let me just make clear that the Office of the National Security Advisor has a right of reply, because that is how we operate journalistic fairness.
Absolutely.
So, because you've made an allegation against him saying that he essentially gave the order to come and pick you up.
Yes.
They have a right of reply if they so choose.
Yes.
But
and yesterday they met the National Security Advisor, the Governor of Kaduna State, and the Chairman of ICPC met, and they have decided that I must be abducted today.
Not arrested, but abducted.
Yeah, abducted, because, you know, arrest, you know, people use arrest. They don't know that arrest has a legal meaning. Arrest means a lawful activity, okay, with a warrant. The police have, under the Police Act, they have a clear, you know, they can arrest you without a warrant. But every other agency must go to a judge and show cause, okay? So when you try to take a person without a valid order, it's not an arrest, it's an abduction.
But critics might argue, and we could quibble over the law and the legality of it, but they might argue that once an investigative agency issues an invitation timing is at its discretion, not yours. Why should the EFCC or the ICPC or whatever wait for your chosen date rather than compel attendance immediately?
If they want to compel attendance, they need a court order to convince a judge why time is of the essence. There is no law in Nigeria that says once you are invited on a particular date, you must go that instance. You have your life, you have your plans, and some things cannot be postponed. You may have business transactions that you lose millions of dollars. They are not going to compensate you if you miss those meetings. So the law does not give them blank check to call you at their convenience. If it is not convenient, your lawyer would write and negotiate and say, look, he will come at this time.
Right. Other critics might say that powerful politicians like you often frame investigations as persecution. Why should Nigerians see this as a constitutional issue and not simply due process catching up with you?
Look, Charles, I have been in public service from 1999 to 2007. I left, went into opposition for 8 years, and have been in government for another 8 years, okay? So I have 16 years record of public service. And I have challenged every Nigerian that has worked with me or knows me to come forward to you and expose me if I've ever taken a bribe or demanded a bribe or done anything unlawful in the course of my duties. Right. I have said that on national television. There are 250 million Nigerians to come forward and prove me wrong. Well, okay, so I'm coming.
Sure.
And in this latest round of persecution, I've been persecuted before by the Yar'Adua Jonathan administration. That's all documented in my book, The Accidental Public Servant, where they investigated me ad infinitum and found nothing. In the end, I was charged to court for one alleged offense that in my tenure as Minister of FCT, in which I approved the allocation of land to 27,000 people and companies, one of the 27,000 plots was allocated to my wife. That's abuse of office. They lost. The judge abused the EFCC and warned them not to do things like that. So I have been through this. Now, this round of persecution was designed by the federal government, and they have used my successor, Ubasani, to be the enabler. They have investigated me since June 2023 in Kaduna and have come up with nothing. They have arrested my former chief of staff, my commissioner of finance, my commissioner of local government, virtually all our senior officials, my senior advisor, Councillor Jimmy Lawal. They have been interrogated. They have tried to pin things on them. They have charged them to court. Most of the charges are frivolous, and I'm quite confident they will lose. They will all be discharged and acquitted. They have not found anything. Well, in fact, Charles, they have got so desperate now, they have stopped going after those that have worked with me in Kaduna. They now randomly go after businessmen, private sector people that are suspected to be my friends. One of them has been in ICPC detention for 73 days today. Even though he has got an order from a court for him to be granted bail, they said they are not going to grant bail. Why? They are under orders. So this young man, Ahmad Sule of TMDK, has been in ICPC detention for 73 days without bail. They have procured a judge in Kaduna, by the whom I have submitted a petition to the NJC for his misconduct. They have used that judge not to grant him bail, to say, I will do accelerated hearing. And he will not accelerate the hearing. They want to keep him until after the elections because they suspect that he is the one that is funding the activities of the ADC. They have looked at his accounts for the past 3-4 years. They have found nothing. They have found absolutely nothing, but he's still in detention.
Right.
The person that took the story to them is a gentleman called Rahmania. I'm sure you've heard of the name. He went and said that this man's business is mine, that he was my front, even though I didn't know the guy until 2018 when he came to Kaduna to build something. So this administration has become desperate. They are determined to bring down everyone. They think that we are like them, that we were thieves in government. So They have done the investigation. They were sure they would find something. Till now, till tomorrow, they have found nothing.
El-Rufai says he will honor official invitations from anti-graft agencies, while maintaining that the law must not be weaponized for political purposes.